Thank you, everybody. Thank you. God. I am in so much pain right now. You have no idea. I did not listen to the warning when it comes to these electric scooters. I thought I was above the law, and I wasn't even going fast. I just started it. It flew right over. But hey, who needs their teeth or their lips, eh? And I do fit quite well into Los Angeles. With the lip fillers, it just looks like just went wrong. Sing Happy Birthday.
Okay. Sing it? Mm-hmm. Happy birthday to you.
Now as loud as you can.
Oof. Like screaming? I don't want to scream.
Why not?
Happy birthday to you.
Why don't you want to scream?
Nerves, I guess. Not comfortable singing?
Oh, it's a friendly crowd.
True. I consider myself not a good singer, so I don't want to present that. Yeah.
What would be the scariest outcome up here? What's your anxiety saying?
People throw things at me and boo me. Maybe.
Okay. Why would they do that?
They don't like my singing.
Or in general, why would they do that? Why would that fear even surface?
That, I don't know, maybe there's a side of people that is not nice. It's not kind.
So they don't look very kind then, huh?
Man, it's that part of the anxiety.
You mean people. Well, I see it now. Oh. Now, this is actually interesting and something to audit within yourselves. When you walk into a new environment, when you're put on the spot, or even going to a restaurant, do you feel like people are on your side or against you? For myself back in the day, it was always me versus. It's a very competitive state versus collaborative, where it's okay, they're all against me, but I can win them over. I can win them over with how interesting I am. I can win them over with how confident I am, but I must win them over. But then again, it's, well, wait a minute. Why do you think you have to win them over? Why do you assume that by default they are against you and you must battle that? Why don't you assume that they are on your side? Because especially in an environment like this, if you logically think about it, all of you have come here because, one, you resonate with this type of work. Meaning there's a certain amount of openness, there's a commitment towards authenticity, a commitment towards letting go, and it's technically the friendliest crowd you will ever get. That's the realistic side. And even for myself as a speaker back in the day, it's like, well, wait a minute. These people came out to see me. Like, all of you are hoping for a good event. I hope, because you're here. Why would you want to spend time at a not good event? You're all inside, you're like, come on, Julien, give us the best event because we're here. So why am I assuming that they're against me? And that's a lot of what anxiety does. It distorts facts. And it's very important to start catching it. What are the facts and what are the stories that this anxiety is saying? The same with the scariest outcome. In any situations where you experience anxiety, ask yourself, what's the outcome I fear the most, and is it realistic? And you'll see your anxiety will be like, yes, people will throw things at you, they'll attack you, and they'll kill you. It's like, well, wait a minute. Is that true? No. Technically, what's the worst outcome? People might just kind of be like, That's it. That's literally the worst. It's like, Or the absolute worst is someone's like, okay, well, we'll just leave, and people just walk out. That's the actual worst. That's the outcome that could happen. Does that threaten you in any way?
Not really.
Not right, really. You can all try it. Everyone just look at her and be like, ugh. There you go. You're still you.
Still here.
Yes. When did you start losing this trust with people and getting into this competitive state?
I believe it must have happened when I was younger and I wasn't conscious of it happening. But when I really noticed it was when I was 18, so almost 10 years ago.
What happened?
Just bad relationships, gaslighting, and just, I don't know, people showing that they can be evil in a way.
Do you still like people? Do you still have hope, relationship-wise, friendship-wise, connection-wise?
I do feel like I still have hope, but I think there are a lot of doubts that come up just
like what?
When I get triggered of like, can I really trust this person? Are they really not gonna flip and just show their dark side?
Are you in a relationship now?
I am, and it brings up all the issues.
Okay. What if that person were to leave you? What gets triggered?
If they were to leave me, I mean, I think it's more of a reflection on myself, like why am I not enough for this person?
Okay. Why wouldn't you be enough?
I mean, that's all in my perception of why I feel I'm not enough.
Which is?
Which is, I don't know, just the differences that I have with my partner maybe, or maybe just like physically, maybe mentally, that I'm not enough to match them.
Why are you not diving deep? You're giving me all these beautiful answers that are very surface, and you're using all these mirage words. It's like, oh, it's kind of deep in my partner, and it's my perception. Don't look deeper here. Yeah, I'm like, why wouldn't you not be good enough? What is good enough? What's missing in you?
Mentally stable. I definitely feel like just my brain isn't at the right place. I don't think about things logically enough, or I'm not in reality or the present moment.
Where are you?
I'm thinking back to the past.
To what?
To when I was hurt.
You think about that a lot, huh?
I would say pretty often, yeah. And even subconsciously it comes up because I get triggered.
Okay. Without going too personal or into detail, what happened, or what's the main thing you think about, the main situation? What happened?
I mean, I can get personal. That's okay, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Basically, someone gave me an STD and gaslighted me about it. And I stuck with them, and it just went downhill from there. They also had schizophrenia, so I think just dealing with someone that I had never experienced that before at a really young age, I don't know, it set different beliefs into my mind about just people.
Was that one of your first relationships, or?
I mean, I consider it because I was older. I don't really consider like my high school relationships as serious ones, but yeah, I feel like maybe I considered it as one of my first relationships as an adult. Maybe I'm going to build a future with this person, like a lot of high hopes.
How long did it last?
About a year.
Okay.
Now, before things start getting intense here, if you're looking to go through a similar process yourself and receive direct feedback from me personally, no matter where you find yourself in the world, then click the link below this video right now and apply for online coaching. This is my signature program, so click the link and I'll see you in there.
Let's do a fun little role play. Imagine right now that I am life, okay? What's your name?
Alex.
Alex. I come up to you as life, and I ask you, Alex, what do you think of me?
I think you're wonderful, but I also think...
Did you like the relationship I put you in?
I did not, but I do think it was a learning experience.
Do you like how there are some people that will hurt others, move on, and never think about it?
No.
Because I did that. I'm life. I made that happen.
Yeah, you
But I thought I was wonderful.
No, I mean, I guess it's positive and negative.
I'm life that made everything that happened to you happen in your life. I'm life that made you this way. I'm life that put you in your family. I'm life that put you in whatever friendship situations you were in, relationships. That's all me. How do you feel about me?
A little bit like that's unfair.
I'm life that made it so you are here in this event, anxious.
Yeah.
Am I not wonderful?
I mean, I see beauty in life. There's definitely positives to it.
Bullshit.
No. I guess living with anxiety, and I don't want to get emotional.
Why?
In this room of people.
Fuck that. Yeah. Stay with it. Now, one thing to also note here is even if they didn't cheer you on, and even if they were like, oh, there she goes again, it's not about them. And that's the thing. That's also the people pleaser tendency. It's always putting others first. It's no. That doesn't mean be mean to others and again, inconsiderate, so on and so forth, but value your own well-being. That comes first, especially when doing this type of work. It's having the courage and willingness to dive deep and be like, hey, I matter and what I'm feeling matters. And if people are not okay with it, that's okay. That's on them. That's not me. What I'm feeling is valid. What you are feeling right now is fucking valid. Don't disown that. Don't reject yourself to fit in. That's worse than getting rejected out there. I would much rather all of you reject me, but I don't reject myself. Because in the end, that's really what hurts and what screws you over. Now, this role play, and great job doing it, by the way, does illustrate how there's the right answer and the real answer. Meaning the right answer is what you were saying at first. You know, I kind of see both sides. I try to see the beauty in life. I'm like, that's right. What's the real? The real is diving into the part of us that's not that comfortable. The part of us that's a little darker. The part of us that's even a little bit more negative. The part of us screaming, F you, life.
That's, yeah. I wanted to say that, but I didn't want to be rude to you. I just didn't want to.
Do it. Don't try to please or placate to me. For real. Like, none of you are, like, you're not here for my approval at all. Screw my approval. It won't do anything for any of you, by the way. Here, hey, you're all great. Now you have it. It doesn't do anything. I'm here to help you. You are the hero of this event, not me. But that does mean, hey, having that courage is to, let's put it out there. And it doesn't mean that, oh, it's like now I'm perceived as a bad person because I said F you to life. No. Now, funny enough, you said there's a lot of fear around other people and their dark side. Mm-hmm. Oftentimes, what you see out there translates also in here. As we can see, there's a lot of fear and resistance into tapping into your dark side.
100%.
Now, let's keep going into this.
Okay.
What made you so emotional? What kicked in around that?
I guess just the anxiety of being on stage and
No, but
being
back to
vulnerable.
life.
Okay, back to life.
Life that made everything happen to you, that made you this.
Yeah, it just kind of feels unfair. It
Are you
makes
not
me upset.
thankful?
I'm thankful
I'm
for...
back to life. I'm life
Okay.
again. Are you not thankful?
I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for the good things that have happened in my life. But I also see a lot of injustice and a lot of unfairness and just, why am I going through this? Why am I feeling these thoughts? Why don't they go away?
Do you feel like I played favorites with others? Treated others better than you?
I mean, yes. Yeah.
Why did I treat you worse than others?
I like to think it's hopefully to teach me something, but I haven't learned anything yet, so.
Why do you think? Now, this is one where dive into the real answer. This is also a form of what I call a shadow question. Okay, you could think of this as you're communicating to your shadow, your subconscious, that world that's out of your awareness. Conscious mind, subconscious mind. That's where you bury all this stuff that you must be aware of and let go of. It's where you bury all the negative. Shadow questions are questions, you could say, that are probes that you send down there that can shoot up valuable data. However, with shadow questions, don't look at the question and analyze the validity of the question, and don't give the right answer, give the real answer. As an example, what is a shadow question? Why are you not good enough? Now, is that true? No, of course you're good enough. What's the right answer? Of course I am. What are you talking about? Put all that aside when it comes to shadow questions. What you want to do is then ask that to yourself and see if a part of you believes you're not good enough, and why. Why are you unlovable? That's another shadow question. But I am. Yes, you are. Put that aside. Does a part of you believe you're not? And whatever answers come up, write them down. Do not judge them, even if they don't even make that much sense. You're like, I'm unlovable because my pinky should be longer. Maybe that'll be an answer. Like, just that one thing. Write it down. Don't logically be like, well, that makes no sense. Of course you're lovable. It's just a pinky. Write it down. Why, shadow question, did me life choose you to treat worse than the rest? Why you? Why do you deserve it?
I don't think I deserve it. I want to ask
Yeah,
life.
you don't. You don't.
Okay.
Back to the shadow question. Resist
Okay,
that.
okay.
Of course you don't deserve that.
Okay, but
But
why?
does a part of you perhaps believe you do, and what is it saying? Why did you deserve it from life?
Maybe I don't know, maybe there were times where I didn't treat people fair enough. And maybe this is a punishment of those times that maybe I betrayed someone.
Okay. What else? That is, by the way, a common answer. If you feel guilt at all over anything in the past, something you did, didn't do, said, didn't say, and a part of you still hanging on to that, well, of course, that's going to link into how you feel about yourself, feeling good enough, how much you love yourself, and you will even unconsciously push away good things to give yourself the punishment you deserve. Meaning there's a deep attachment to, yes, good things are not for me. I deserve punishment. And until you then forgive those past instances, it'll keep running you. Just something to be aware of. What else?
I don't know. The physical attributes keep coming up.
What?
Just like maybe, I don't know.
Don't say I don't know.
I know.
Any answer is valid. Don't judge the answers that shoot up when doing this type of introspective work.
So the question is, again, sorry.
Why are you, let's just say, not good enough for life? Why did life single you out and treat you worse than others, and why did you deserve it? Why did you deserve all the hurt life gave you? Once more, she doesn't. It's a shadow question. That's how you get canceled. Someone just cuts that clip. Why is this all your fault? Why do you deserve to be hurt? Look at this guy. It's like, no. What comes up hearing that? Why?
Not enough. I'm not enough.
Now why? Why are you not good enough?
My personality is not outgoing enough.
Okay. What else?
I grew up a vegetarian, so I always feel like I've been very different than most people. People judge me when they hear that or think, what's wrong with you?
What else? Why are you so inferior to others? She's not. What comes up? Why are you unlovable?
I start to think about maybe physical attributes. You don't have the perfect skin, body, hair. Maybe that's a reason. But that's external stuff, and people shouldn't love you just for that. But I do think it plays a part. Okay.
Yes.
But you're
with that,
asking-
just bring up the data. More
Yeah.
data, the better. If there's
Okay.
some after you're like, you can always toss it, but
Okay.
just let it come up.
Maybe
One-
it was just,
Yeah.
I was an unlucky one, chosen to have these obstacles, I think.
Okay. And one more shadow question. Why, I think how to phrase this. Why do you not deserve a healthy, loving relationship? And why does everyone who you date end up hurting you and not valuing you?
Maybe I'm not valuing myself. That was the first thing I kind of thought of when you were saying that, is maybe I'm not giving that respect to myself every day, which is the reason why people think it's okay to treat me that way.
Okay. How do you give yourself that respect?
I think getting enough sleep, just the basic necessities of taking
Why aren't you
care
doing
of
it?
yourself. Why am I not? Just putting other things first,
What?
and not myself.
What?
Like, for example, I saw a friend yesterday, ended up staying out way too late, and I'm just not being responsible with my time.
Okay. Now, if we just zoom in on this, the responsible side of things, what's the shadow question? Come up with one around it.
Why do you feel you're not accountable to your time?
That could be one. That's more on the whys. So I'm just going to give you some insight here, and I would suggest remembering this whenever you watch any of my videos, especially the client interactions. Bless you. Don't say sorry. Own it. It's awesome. Yes. That was the most awesome sneeze ever. Yes. For real. Everyone's like, let's clap. No, but keep this in mind. There's two, like, when you see these breakdowns, even me up here, there are some questions that you'll see come up again, right? One that you probably see in multiple videos is, how do you feel about yourself, is an example. So there are a few general ones, but all the other questions, she's actually leading it. Meaning the questions that I ask you are all based on what you previously said, or a certain word. Or if she says something, I'm like, it might mean that she believes this, so I ask something that pokes at that belief. You got to ask yourself, why did Julien ask that? And you'll see it'll usually be a combo of, once more, calibrating it to her, going either deeper by following what I call the trail of whys, meaning why, something you should all do with whatever comes up, even with the shadow questions. It's like, why? Because then you go a layer deeper. And I do a combo of whys mixed with shadow questions. Get it? And that's a lot of these breakdowns. Now, it is a great question, right? It's like, I'm not that responsible. Okay, why? Another one could be, what's scary or bad about being responsible? What does responsibility threaten in you? Those would be some things to dive into. Because if you're not responsible, but you know you should be, it means that a part of you inside is resisting it. Now, most likely it's out of your awareness. Consciously, you're like, well, why would I resist that? It's what I want. But that's a lot of life. You're pulled in two directions. Consciously, you want to go there, but in your shadow, subconsciously, there's something pulling you in the other way. And we've all felt this. You all have. You're pulled, this tug of war. I want to be successful. Oh, I keep slacking off. I want to lose the weight. Oh, another cheat meal. I want to be responsible. Oh, no. You can also do an exercise that can also bring stuff up where you write down responsibility equals, and then you just let your hand flow. And try to write any negative core beliefs around responsibility. A common one is no freedom. Right? If I'm responsible, then it's all just heavy and serious, and where's the freedom and fun in that? Well, that's interesting. That means that unconsciously there's a core belief about responsibility saying this is not good, this is not free, this is not fun. Well, of course you're going to push it away then. Now that stuff you can then examine, and ultimately any of those core beliefs that don't serve you, that's what you learn to let go of. But it all starts with awareness. And that's also why you're like, I have all this anxiety and stuff. I'm like, well, what's going on with you? I can't give you any feedback or advice until we become aware of what's going on. And it's not easy to do. You can see, even with me up here trying to poke, you could see resistance coming at every angle, trying to avoid diving deep. And that's the thing. What you buried in your subconscious, when you buried it, you believed threatened your survival. That's why you stuffed it down there. And there are layers of resistance around becoming aware of it, because a part of you still believes that if you become aware of it, your survival is threatened once more. And that applies to beliefs, your core identity. It applies to unacceptable emotions, unacceptable thoughts, unacceptable experiences, past trauma, unacceptable aspects of yourself. The most common one is self-expression, where, say, as a child you might have spoken up and maybe there was a negative outcome. Maybe the class laughed, teacher said something, maybe a parent said, shh, 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 you're too loud. And in that moment, from your limited perception as a kid, you're like, whoa, being loud, expressing myself, is threatening my survival. I might get kicked out of the classroom. For me, the classroom's the world. That's like getting kicked out of the world. My parent told me to be quiet. That means they don't love me in this moment. If they don't love me, they might abandon me and I die because I can't survive on my own. Now, not necessarily true, but we believe it is. So how do we cope? We take that aspect and say, not me, and we bury it. Now here you are as an adult, and you've seen this example before. If I'm like, scream as loud as you can, you'll see how fast people just, that same resistance comes in because it's trying to protect them. It's, hey, you did that when you were a kid, and it threatened your survival. Why are you going to do that now? And this is also why you hear me talk so much about face, fears, bluff. But you'll have that same resistance, introspecting. And it's an art form. It's something you must practice and learn how to do. But trail of whys, shadow questions, key. Writing down equals what negative core beliefs, also key. And then it's practice. Like spend 10 minutes every day just introspecting. And that's where you ask yourself some of these questions, and you'll see the default will always be, I don't know. That's the favorite word of resistance. Why? Because if it convinces you you don't know, you stop looking. Oh, I guess I don't know. Right? It's the same as if any of you have read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. One thing that he says in that book is never say, I can't afford that. Why? Because then you're like, oh, I guess I can't. Move on. Instead, it's how can I afford that? Same here. I don't know. No. What if I do know? How can I know? And you don't have to rush the answer. Just stay open and wait. And maybe you'll spend 5-10 minutes and nothing comes up. That's great. You did your 10 minutes for the day, move on. Next day, same thing, and eventually some data will start bubbling up. Now, another way, but this is something that takes more time to do, but I take my clients through it, is doing a death meditation. Now, this sounds dark, but it goes all the way back even to Stoicism. If you do a meditation where you're able to convince yourself that you died, and then there's different questions that hit on this self-awareness, self-reflection, the information that comes up tends to be very authentic and even surprising. Now, why is it so powerful? That's what we talked about before. Resistance is there because it thinks it's keeping you safe, helps you survive. It thinks if you become aware of these things, if you embody these things, you die. Well, hey, if you're able to convince yourself that you died, you don't have to protect yourself anymore. You're dead already. And you'll see resistance. There's usually a big opening and a lot of data comes up. Okay? Now, with you specifically, I would try to dive deeper into this type of thinking, into this type of questioning. I would really bring my awareness to the memories in your past around that previous relationship that have the most emotional charge associated to them. Meaning, not all memories are equal. Right now, if you think about, like, what did you eat for dinner last night?
Rice and chicken.
Okay. Is that triggering to think about?
No.
You're like, oh, rice and chicken. No, it's like, yeah. Right? There's a lot of memories like that. Like if you think, oh, what do you eat for lunch today? It's just a very neutral memory, right? Unless maybe it was an epic lunch. You're like, oh, so great. Very neutral. Audit your life and look for the least neutral memories. The memories or the people or the situations in your past that bring the most charge. Where you're just like, oh, you just kind of feel it poke at something inside of you. Those are the ones you want to make a list of. And that charge is what you want to start letting go of. So you'd want to do that around the relationship. The moments where there is the most charge, the moments that ultimately are the least pleasant. And that's this work. It's finally confronting your inner demons. Then I would process them. And I would also reflect on the question, can I forgive him fully? And can I forgive life fully? Now, when you hear this, you're probably going to feel parts of your body screaming no. Probably even mentally you're thinking, well, why is Julien saying she should forgive him? He's the one who did it. Now, there's all the difference here between forgiving and approving. I'm not saying approve of what he did. No. You can still say, hey, that sucked. Cut that person out of your life. Done. You learn from it. Done. You don't approve. But you must still forgive. Because forgiveness only has to do with you. How do you forgive? You ultimately let go of those sensations screaming no. Because you'll feel the charge. Like for all of you, think of the person in life that screwed you over the most, whoever that is. And ask yourself now, hey, could you forgive that person completely? There's probably parts screaming no. When you let go, you'll eventually reach a point where when you hear that question, can you forgive that person completely? Nothing screams out. And it's neutral. And that's when you're free. And once more, it doesn't mean approving, but now it's like, okay, I've severed the connection there. You're going to have to do that with a relationship. You're going to have to do it with life, because until you do, you will be living in reaction to that. And even if you try to better yourself, if you're bettering yourself, running away from something negative, you're keeping that negative thing alive because you're already in reaction. The same with this type of work, by the way. If you're like, I don't feel good enough, but if I was more confident, I'd feel better about myself. Well, then you're trying to be good enough, running away from not good enough. So you're keeping the fact that you're not good enough alive. Same as trying to be happy. You're keeping the fact then that by default you're not happy. Same with self-love. You're keeping the fact then that you hate yourself and you have to do self-love. Be very aware, am I doing something in reaction or not? So I'd reflect on all that. I would also sink into the question and see what comes up and then release around, can you allow yourself to trust people again? And see all of the thoughts that no, that come up. Can you allow yourself to trust life and trust the world again? And can you be okay with the unknown?
That's a big one. That's a big
Yes.
problem for me. Yeah.
But that's also a fact of life. And it's a tough one. It's a hard one. Meaning, it is also possible, I hope it isn't, but it's possible in life that future relationships also are toxic. And that's just life. That's just all the relationships. That could happen. It's the unknown. It could also happen that future relationships are amazing. We don't know. Now, what happens with the unknown, we tend to project onto it. And we tend to project the negative stuff onto it to keep us safe. Now, the more you let go, the less those negative stuff run you, the less you project onto the unknown. But the other perspective is, say that was actually true, that all those relationships in the future, like you don't know what's going to happen, maybe they'll end horribly. Is it still worth it? And that'd be the question for you. Meaning, say you have a 2-year relationship that's great during those 2 years and then it ends horribly. Well, it doesn't take away from the fact that 2 years were great. Right? And that's also life, is you have no idea. Same with life here. If you think of life, all of us could die at any time. Everything in life is trying to kill you. And in the end, it succeeds. None of us get out alive. None of us survive. We try so hard, yet none of us do. It's crazy to think about, right? No, but not to get too dark or scary, but think about it. For any of you who are parents, when I had my first daughter, it was shoved in my face too. I am baffled by how we're all alive right now. Meaning, all of us alive right now, we won the lottery. We should be dead, statistically speaking. There are so many threats, so many things that could go wrong. It's amazing that we are alive. And when you think you found all the things that could go wrong, there are new things left and right. For real, was it you who experienced anxiety? You said with the co-parenting with kids? Yeah. After kids, a lot of people, their anxiety shoots up. Because now you're responsible, somewhere for you with your CO, it's like responsible for someone. And there's the craziest threats out there. Just recently, not to freak you all out, there was a neighbor whose kid, and we just met, it was a new neighbor, his kid, their kid's 5, and they were walking when the kid was 1 or 2 in the forest, and some kind of parasite got into the kid's ear and ate part of the kid's brain. And now the kid's in special ed and has all these issues because of it. There's another acquaintance who's friends with my wife, whose daughter just 2 weeks ago went down, and I'll move on because this even fucking disturbs me, but it leads to a point. She went down and she wanted cereal and she didn't want to wake up her parents. And the cereal was closed and she couldn't get it open, so she reached for the scissors and tried to open it, and it like poked into her eye. But there wasn't blood, I think, and she felt ashamed of it and didn't want to tell her parents about it. So the parents came down and she was just like, my eye hurts, but didn't say anything about the scissors. Eventually they take her to urgent care and they look and they're like, yeah, she cut her eye. You need to go to the ER right now. And she had multiple surgeries and now lost a lot of vision, lost her balance because it's through one eye, just fucking terrible. That could happen like that. Now it also puts things into perspective on a gratitude level, meaning how grateful are we right now that, hey, you're alive, right? All your problems compared to some of those things, like take it in, be grateful. I mean, same for me. I miss yesterday when I didn't feel like this. I do. And I was not as grateful as I could have been yesterday. But that's also life. And it's ultimately a contract that we all make, meaning we're here for a limited amount of time. There are threats everywhere. Bad things could happen at any second, yet we still choose to live and milk the experience for all it's worth. Because you could spend your entire life worrying about those things 24/7. I mean, even an example I use a lot for this is the coconut, death by coconut. Do you know how many people die by coconuts falling on their head every year? 150. Yeah. Now, does that mean next time you're on vacation, you're going to avoid all palm trees and just paranoid? No. You're like, probability, so I'm going to choose to immerse. Same here. Life, if someone actually sat you down before, it's like, hey, do you want to do this thing called life? Here's all the things that could kill you and that could happen, and da-da-da. You'd be like, but you're here and you choose to. Same with relationships. You could make a list of all the things that could go wrong. And sometimes they do, but you choose to still immerse yourself and hope for the best and realize that it's not just about how it ends, it's about the entire experience there. I mean, that's the mindset that I take on. So yeah, it could happen. Who knows? Many things could happen. Far worse things could happen, but why not still hope and choose to hope and hope for the best? And that's also back to a shadow question. When did you start losing hope and why? When did you have this fear of opening yourself up to life? When did you start having this fear of committing? And the thing with commitment, one last one, is this. You can choose where your commitment goes, but you cannot not commit. Meaning people think, okay, I'm going to avoid commitment to relationships. Well, then you're committing to no relationships. I'm afraid to commit to action, then you're committing to inaction. I'm afraid to commit to change, then you're committing to staying this, but you're still committing. So here it's directed. Because here's the thing too, avoiding relationships, that could also end up pretty miserable too. So I still choose to hope. We all did as children. We had hope. We hoped for the best. We always looked for the upside in things, and then eventually we lost it. Now that also doesn't mean don't be blind and just naive, and if there's red flags in your face, you're like, Julien told me to hope. No. No. Any advice can also be taken too far out of context. No, be smart. But if you notice that by default, you could say on the pendulum of looking for threats and trust, you're on an extreme. When I say hope, it brings her a little closer to the middle. If some of you are too far on the hope and you're too blind, hey, be a little bit more careful. But then it's auditing where you're at in terms of this pendulum, in terms of this balance. But that's really some of the work that I would suggest doing. And a last kind of mantra for you too is give yourself the real answer, not the right answer. And that's also where self-help can hurt us because you know too much. Like even based on those words and stuff, like you've read and watched a lot of stuff. You know the right answers, but it blocks the real stuff from coming. Because then you just always justify it. Well, here's what I think, but it's not really that because of this. Like same with someone who screws you over. Say when you were younger, you got screwed over, and you think about it now, and maybe now from your adult, heightened self-help perspective, you're like, well, I see where they were coming from now, and I see they were dealing with their thing, et cetera, et cetera. I still don't approve of it, but I understand it. Yeah, that's the right answer. But younger you didn't know that. So when it comes to healing from that, you need to rewind time and sink into that situation, but not with current you's perspective. Don't just jump to the right answer. It's like go to the real answer. Otherwise, you use self-help to bypass. We call this spiritual bypassing. Feel it. People also do this to avoid feeling hurt. They jump immediately to justifying, oh, this person hurt me, but it's more of a reason to work on myself. There's a lot of value in the hurt. I can realize things about myself and let go. And they didn't really hurt me. They were dealing with their own thing. It's like, feel it. Don't bypass feeling. Okay? Now, one last thing for you. Back to anxiety before we wrap. You can stand right here in the middle. Looking at the crowd. Give us a scream as loud as you can. Okay, good. Okay. Was that as loud as you can?
I mean,
did you feel in the texture the resistance?
Yeah, I definitely think it could be.
It was loud though. It was good. But you can sense resistance when there's a certain amount of control too. Like it was loud, but it was still kind of muffled.
Yeah.
Let loose. What's scary about just letting loose? Take your control out of it. Take yourself out of it. Just Better, a lot better.
Okay.
That's like 99%. Let's get 1% more. That was really good. So, and think this time, last perspective, relax into it. So ultimately it's take yourself out of it. That's one. Because the ego, the mind's like, how is this scream? What does it say about me? What are people thinking of this scream? Is it aligned with my identity?
Yeah.
Take yourself out of it. All right? Okay. Zoom out. And then so you did that. It's like let loose. And that's the difference between force and power. Power is getting out of your own way. The last thing is at the same time as you let loose and you're loud, relax into it. No tension and just let it boom. Go.
It almost feels like I can't do it. Like it feels even heavier to try to let that tension go.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
And so you relax. Start by just taking a deep breath, and try to relax. A great exercise, by the way, that I give my clients is try taking, which I'm sure a lot of you already do, a cold shower. So take cold showers, but not the traditional self-help way. Try to relax into the cold. Most people tense up and they fight it. They're like, okay, here we go. Now here it's relax. Because what will happen is the cold will hit your body. And with those sensations of extreme cold, you have the reflex to tense up and fight them, to resist them. The cold. If you practice relaxing instead, it's the same approach that'll happen internally when you let go. The sensations that surface inside the default is to resist and stuff them down instead of opening yourself up. So here it's try to open yourself up and really loud. Look.
Ah!
Better. I'm going to have you do it one last time.
Oh, man.
No, it was much better and louder, but then there was a
I
little
feel like
bit
I
of a
need
shtick
water,
with a
that's
smile
why I'm a little
laugh.
dry. Can I get a drink?
Yeah,
I have a
grab
sip.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go all out. We want the biggest scream we've heard.
Okay. Okay, let's do a good one.
Yeah, give her a hand, everybody. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Ah!
Beautiful.
Okay.
One more though. Try relaxing a bit more. I want it.
Okay.
I want it also deeper. Like it's loud, but it's just the top.
Wide?
I want
Okay.
it wide, just all of it. Like wow. Go.
Ah!
Now 10 times
Still
louder.
feels like it's at the same place.
Louder.
Like,
Less thinking. Do it
Okay.
again. Get out of your way. Just loud as you
okay.
can. Okay.
It still feels like it's up here.
Why? What's blocking you?
I don't know, down
What-
here somewhere.
What's scary about being so loud?
I'm kind of thinking like, oh, I don't want my voice to hurt. That protection? I don't know.
Why are you not giving yourself permission to be loud?
Shyness.
Ultimately, it's that. Everyone wants permission. Now, I can do something that gives you permission, but the question first is, why are you not? And don't just say general shyness. Why exactly?
I don't know, fear, and I guess it does kind of hurt.
Okay. So let's do this. Usually I'd scream up here with you, but I can't.
Yeah.
And it's not resistance, everybody. So what I'm going to have you all step in for me. So here's what we're going to do. You're all going to scream as loud as you can for a few seconds. Then you have to scream louder than them.
Oh,
and
man.
back and forth until we get you fully loud. And now what you will all notice is this always works. Just watch, this is the one time it won't. It always works. Why? Because it gives her permission.
Okay.
It's like, oh, someone else did it louder than me and they didn't die. That means I can give myself permission to be louder. So it's still dependent on the external, and this is why internally you've got to ask yourself this, but at least you get the reference. So everyone, loud as you can. Louder.
Ah!
Almost. One more, everyone. Go.
Ah! Yeah,
Give her,
it hurts my throat, but
give her a hand.
I tried my best.
No, that was good. There's a level above it still you can hit.
Yeah.
But versus the first scream, this was huge. This was great. And look, now you got a reference that nothing died.
Everything's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Last thing, what's going on in your mind right now? What are you feeling?
Anxious.
Okay.
Ready for the attention to be on someone else.
Let's bask in another 10 seconds here. Just in silence, just take it in. Once more, what's so bad about being seen?
I guess it's being seen emotionally.
What's so bad about that?
Some people think it's a bad thing. I don't know.
Do you?
I don't.
So who cares what they think?
True.
You can't control what people think. People will think something's a bad thing no matter what you do. Literally, no matter what you do. If you're emotional, maybe some people are like, ugh, emotional's a bad thing. If you're not emotional, some people are like, ugh, not emotional's a bad thing. You can't win.
Yeah.
Might as well be you. Otherwise, you will never win that game, by the way. People will always find something to hate. Always. And you're not meant to get along with everyone. Stop living through their eyes. Live through your own. Okay? So once more, big thing here is dive into the past. Let go of the situations, the triggering ones. Sink into the shadow questions, trail of whys. But also take in the reference that you were loud, you put yourself out here, and nothing bad happened. See, no one threw anything. No one said, ugh, no one left. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
And you took a moment to actually honor you and be real with you. All you should be feeling now is just massive self-respect. because you fucking did it. Give her a hand, everybody.
Now, what you just watched here is just a small piece of a larger system and process. So what you want to do now is click this video here to see exactly what I'm talking about and how it all fits together.